Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Truth Seeker Nation. We still rocking, still kicking, man. Coming on here, just with another message, man. Another video. You see what we got going on today, guys. And what I mean by that is that we just delve into, a couple of numerous different topics here. One, we've been highlighting my, gang stalking experiences and things of that nature, and highlighting some things about. Hey, in my last video, it was something that really struck me, man. I really resonated with me, and what is it? It's hey, not all the time can you go to the cops. See, man, look, man, hold on, guys. Oh, wait, you know what, man? Dude, and the reason why, let's get into it, man. So, guys, I talked about how, and enough, we laughing and stuff like that, and we being positive, you know what I mean? But, see, let's get into the real serious shit, though, here, man. The reason why there's some situations why, guys, if you feel like you're being harassed or, feel like something is going on, you can't always go to the police. And here's why. Guys, there's so many different things that go on behind the scenes that we may not realize that's going on, especially if you're being stalked. Okay? Guys, you'll experience one. I mean, I just in my situation, I've experienced a bunch of bullshit with my mail. All right, a bunch of bullshit with the mail, man. Bunch of other numerous garbage from other folks that I don't even know that have probably been told to do something by somebody else they received the story from and don't have the full context of that story. They just get in a negative lens because that person don't like that person. All right. That's all that is, man. Okay. But you also have to just take into consideration, man, not everybody, it doesn't matter, man, we continue rolling, man. All right. A lot of times, man, see, you're gonna, especially if you're gonna start getting people that you don't even know that come out of nowhere. Like what the fuck is going on? Like, hey, you see what I mean, man? Like this, you see, we got the smile on our face, man. We just chilling, right? All right. Oh man, dude, this shit is yo. Hey, man. Dude. Yeah. And man, you know what, dude? I can't. I gotta smile, man. Dude, and you know what? It takes. I come on here. I usually take advantage of this, man, because you try to be positive about it. Okay. Keep in mind, guys, this is some really serious stuff, man. You know why I got a big smile on my face, and you know why we rocking, and I got Rage Against the Machine in the background, calm and nothing to worry about, because this is why I bring up, talk about God a lot, Yahweh in the Bible. I speak a lot on that stuff, man. And I was actually doing some research into today about, we're gonna get we're gonna get into this whole like gaslighting, and they're crazy, I'm talking about like some real shit, man. Like this isn't like I'm talking about like straight up like real stuff, man. To unravel that, Heavenly Father is there. So, and I'm not like forcing nothing, but if you like what I do and you listen, then that's cool. You take something positive, that's great. You know, a lot of people, you don't believe in God, that's fine, man. Okay. Um, everybody has free will. It's just understanding that. It's not trying to force nothing. This is why, Heavenly Father and God loves it when we talk about positive things that are going on or people. This is why in my journeys of the Ethiopian Bible I've read, there's a lot of testimonies from different individuals. Okay. And they're actually some testimonies that wasn't even in the regular Bible. It's like different testimonies of people, man. And I think that if you take the time to get to know God. See, this is why there's a song that I listen to, man. He says, "Who you following? Who are you following?" Okay, there's God, but who are you following, though? See, man, a lot of times when you go to, in my experience, I grew up as a Jehovah's Witness, okay? That was my first introduction. Jehovah, okay? That was my first introduction to any type of God, you know what I mean? And, that was just my experience, man. I went through the Jehovah's Witnesses and stuff like that. I went through all that stuff, and I'm just gonna be straight up real with you, man. It's a lot of the overarching. I disagree, entirely with that. I don't agree with that, man. That's just my, I talk about interfaith dialogue, but it's also about, that's the whole point of a dialogue. You disagree with stuff, man. There is some. That's why I argue that Lucifer and the devil, who is the god of this world that the Bible speaks of, has a root in a lot of religion, different types of things, man. All right? You have to keep your mind open to that. All right? Guys, this is why we come on here. Yahweh talks about, we stay, with our shield of faith. You know what I mean? A lot of times, man, people get the wrong idea, in this world, the devil being the god of this world, and it's easy for narratives to be misconstrued and conjured up around an individual. Okay? Notice I said conjured up. Conjured. Some concocted bullshit. Alright? Whatever it is, man. And that's the thing, man. You're not even really trying to leave it. Like, even when I cut some people off, I'm not even trying to leave it sour. It's just like, hey, alright. It's just slowly leaving contact. And then have a good day. Have a nice life. That's it. That's all, man. Dude... it's not, I come on here, I share my story, and we slap it all on the line, man. All right. Dude. That's all, man. The amount of invasion of privacy that has gone on in my personal life is just absolutely ridiculous. This is why people come on here, they talk about these, what is it? The portable telephone computers. Okay. Yes. They talk about them. Okay, the smartphone then. All right. Because motherfuckers, they're smart. All right. That are what? Now, smart in what way? Okay. That's all, guys. It's just, sparking some critical thinking, Sparking some critical thinking. It's sparking some thinking, man. Alright. I was looking into Theodore Roosevelt the other day, and he actually spoke highly of the Freemasons, the fraternity. And that's, what, man? Let's get into that. So, guys, sometimes there's things and stuff that a narrative is construed. This is exactly what I just said. You know, there's a narrative that can make anything look a certain type of way, and then there's shit going on behind the scenes that's bogus, man. That's just simple as that. To put it in the most straightforward way possible. And, I'm talking about realms of like spiritually bogus. Like, I mean, like you gotta have to, look at that aspect of it. Like, and then you might rituals and all this other kind of stuff that these, in these organizations and groups that they do. That you hear that you might, oh, what? But you gotta look into it and see, okay, what is it? You have to take the time to see. A lot of times the word conspiracy theory is thrown around, and they claim it. So they want to throw around claims, but then, so let me go ahead and do this. They claim that there's no evidence for stuff, but see, that's the thing, man. If you hurry up and rush through it, you have to take the time and look through it. See, the devil is crafty in some of the works that the people that he'll use to work through, and then see what happens is that, see, they start getting irritated when it's asking too many questions. You know what I mean? So why is that? So it's because when you start, it's the devilish errors, man. That's all it is. When you start highlighting it, and it's, see, that's why I don't want you to take your time. Okay. That's all, man. Okay. And see, it's, it also all works behind the scenes, man. Okay. People don't want to go in and ask questions. This is why y'all see all the time, just shut up and all that. But then, why isn't that when they go in and talk about 9/11, why don't, people like Tucker Carlson highlight that the families, why don't he tell them to shut up when they trying to fucking find the fucking answers about what happened to their family? Okay? Don't throw that shit in nobody else's face, man. Because, I mean, like, come on, man. I mean, like, why, okay, you want to come at people for not wanting to, you want to come at people for asking too many questions, because the people's lives lost and disrespecting them. What about the fucking families that can't get any answers because they tried to ask questions and then couldn't fucking get anywhere? Because why? Remember President Bush? Oh, man. I'm telling you, man. If you guys go back, see, they want you to forget all this stuff. Go back and look at the documentary on what those families went through, man. It's terrible. Oh my God. The dude did them so bogus, man. It's not even about no inside job. It's way more than that, man. You have to dig into that shit, okay? See, this is when they're going to start, well, no. See, no, don't, but it's nothing to be scared of, man. I understand. See, there was the one, I can't stress this enough, man. I seen the one video, man. There was a great video. Oh, man, you know what? Dude, and see, this is the devil is, there's nothing wrong. You shouldn't make fun of nobody for being scared because they don't want to look into it, okay? This stuff is scary. That's the whole point. The devil makes it scary so people want to be asleep. Okay, they don't want to ask questions and look into why. See, when you start digging down in that rabbit hole, just going to lead you to find out that there is some extremely over the top evil going on behind the scenes from the motherfuckers that control the world. Okay, so just to put it straightforward in a blanket. All right. Because it's more than just one. I mean, like, it's the one man highlighted, of course, because the groups work together to highlight and prop the one man. Okay, so I mean, like, there's a reason for that, man. I mean, there's a reason. Okay, there's a reason. And I'm just, that's all when we get into this stuff and we ask it, it's just like, wow, man. I mean, like, this is where you gotta highlight. That's why I highlight when I talk about, the 9/11 and stuff like that. I talk about me being pissed off that I watched that documentary. I'm gonna have to find that and dig it up, man. There's a families of the people that lost them, and they were done so bogus by the government. They didn't give no answers. They was like, can't, because the whole thing was trying to cover something up, man. It wasn't no fucking. It was, dude. What, I brought this shit up with the fucking Pentagon before, and with the, okay, so why wasn't there any fucking plane? There was no, what? And then look at Building 7. There was so much more than the fucking Twin Towers with 9/11. There was nothing with no plane, no record, no fucking bullshit with around the Pentagon. Dude, there's also another good documentary where this dude digged into that shit. He went in and said, what, all of this stuff, man, with all the stuff that they said didn't even fucking make sense with the Pentagon. Not with a plane hitting it. Okay. Not with a plane hitting it. Okay. And the reason why I'm talking about this, and you probably wonder, what the hell is the connection between 9/11 and Heavenly Father? Well, let's get into it, man. The whole reason is because we have to understand when you dig into that, you understand what these people are doing. Why the fuck would they even do that? This is when you know that there's the enemy within, okay? This is why all this bullshit with motherfuckers getting on the stage and talking about some God and reading stuff from the Bible and talking about, you knew damn well I'm a snake and all this other kind of stuff. Dude, this is when you need to wake up, man. All of these fucking politicians that have come in have done nothing but slime and smear all over the American people, man. Everybody, and it may seem like there's not dude, I'm gonna be honest, man. It's very difficult, man, because if you even look at some in the past of history, man, there's been numerous individuals that have become president. Numerous good people that have attained power, that have tried to do really good for people, and then it seems like something behind the fucking scenes always comes back around and slaps it up to fucking halt progress. And it was really interesting. And I when I was digging into some stuff about Theodore Roosevelt and about how in that time period, that was one of the only times where it was actually, it's like Bull Moose Party. Those motherfuckers over here making their own parties and stuff, separate to Republican and Democrat. And it just shows you how much the different times were. And it's almost like I was learning about how it was almost at the closest time a third party had almost won the electoral vote. And this is all from that perspective. But that was the fucking beginning of the 20th, that was the beginning of the 20th century, though. This was the 1909 and shit and all that. Dude, that is old. Okay, see, now, times now are different. I understand that. Okay. Motherfuckers can't just great. No, I mean, like, I understand, man. But, like, see, this is why it's not just that. This is why you got a whole bunch of people on this platform using their voice, and sometimes they can't even do that. It's getting so bad. It's getting so bad, man. There's people that talk about stuff, and for some reason, they're, like, silenced or, like, just blocked out, just for asking questions. But then, see, man, the 9/11 stuff is only one little minute, small thing, man, that adds up to everything that's going on now, man. This is why people talk about Jesus 2025 and stuff, because it's the reason of not putting all the hope in these men and these people that claim that they're gonna fix stuff when for so fucking long nothing has changed, nothing has been done. I noticed something ever since Reagan, man. And these guys that come in, I don't know, man. That's just something ever since. It seemed like, and even before Reagan, like there's FDR and stuff like that, But like, I'm just saying, like here recently, and then more recent, like from the 80s and shit. You know, you got, H.W. Bush, Bush's father. He's talked about the New World Order. I don't understand why people they just automatically see. The thing is, the government has done an extremely good job at that, man, with this conspiracy theory shit. Because they started that shit from when JFK was going on, and people started to wake up and see the CIA and the government had to do something about it, and they had to keep people tame. So didn't ask any questions to stop revolutions from happening. Okay, see, that's the thing, man. And a lot of times, people come in, man. It's awesome, man. You looking at these guys in history with their speeches. Okay, they speak some real shit, man. And I thought it was pretty interesting how Theodore Roosevelt had a disagreement with what is the individual's name? Theodore Roosevelt, I was looking into so far in my research. I'm not gonna say it's the definitive because we still looking into everything, man. Like I said, nobody know everything. This is just stuff that we looking into. You know what I mean? It's just stuff that's presented. But then there's also stuff that I'm confident about because there's enough evidence that you can look up videos for yourself, not just from me. That's just my perspective on stuff from what I've seen. I just shoot you to the stuff and you can take a look at it. Like I said, man, one of the biggest, honestly, the best, if you don't even, like, the best way to start is, I was going to say the best way to start is Heavenly Father. There you go. You should go there. That's great. Yeah, I will say that. Okay. Prayer and reading the Bible, of course. But then, see, a lot of times I think people don't understand. So in my experience, what I've heard is, well, what does all this stuff of the world have to do with God and all of that? And they want the church and stuff. Okay, man, see, there's some stuff that will be presented to you and puts you in like this fantasy land illusion. Guys, you got to talk about God and you pray. The Bible is real. There's stuff that is unraveling in real life that, you see what I mean? Like, you have to, it's just, if you pay attention and you got that attention detail, you look at stuff, you can literally, especially with history, man. This stuff is old. All this stuff adds up, man. So that's all, man. It's really cool digging into a lot of things and looking into stuff, man, I looked up something interesting today, man. Something called multiple personality disorder. All right. I don't know why I'm just being guided to talk about that all of a sudden. Man, it's probably because there's some videos where get really loud and aggressive, and then some videos I'm coming on here with completely different stuff. And, man, everybody has like emotions. Everybody is going through stuff. Everybody, people are, struggling with stuff, man. Fucking people have different emotions each day. Like, what the fuck? It's not. I don't know, man. It's just like this is like a simple common sense thing to me. Not necessarily no multiple personality disorder. Because I was looking into it, man. This is what I mentioned in my earlier video. And with a lot of stuff that they'll try to say, man. Especially when you talking about Lucifer and you really get into this stuff, they're gonna want you to get in that hospital bed, man. But fuck that, man. See, yeah, they gonna want you to get in that hospital bed. Oh man, I'm gonna tell you, man. These people do anything to stop stuff from getting out or make somebody look crazy or whatever. I could be on the street, homeless, man, with doing drugs and all this shit, man. But nah, man. Always, stalking going on, relentless stalking going on and stuff like that. You're just chilling, man. It's that, strong, heavenly, divinely mindset. This is where you start getting rooted in faith and prayer. And you may cringe and you may laugh or whatever. But, motherfuckers ain't over here messing around and talking about this stuff for no reason. You know what I mean? So, if you want to listen, that's great. If not, then have a very nice day, man. I'm not nobody putting you down. It's just talking about stuff, talking about, different shit going on at these, people running this world, people like to say elites and stuff like that, you know what I mean? And it's all going to be categorized as conspiracy theories, to hide stuff. It's a perfect way it's just the perfect cop out to just hide anything that they could just go on, that darkness go on behind the scenes. Oh yeah, there's darkness going on. No, that's okay. These motherfuckers think it's a conspiracy theory. Yeah, I mean, see, this is why, and that's the whole point, man. It's supposed to be like, the Tonight shows and all that. They make fun of that stuff, I mean, like, it's not trying to demote nobody's opinion, but it's just, if you don't want to listen, I mean, you're gonna be made fun of and all that kind of stuff, right? Oh shit, man, we over here laughing and stuff, man. Just talking about it. But guys, this is gonna be the episode for this evening, man. I mean, everybody chill, I love you, man. I mean, like, see, that's the thing. A lot of times, I don't know, man. Sometimes, I don't know, man. I guess the people in my life, man, that, despite all that, man, first of all, what I want to say is when I talk about this stuff, I want to encourage you guys to forgive, man. That's what I want to encourage, man. You go on here and you talk forgiveness, man. Forgiveness. And we talk about all different kinds of shit on here, man. And I use my experience. The whole purpose of me even talking about fucking gang stalking to begin with is because of some of the stuff that I even talked about on my channel. And there's a reason why I'm explaining my story. So that's, it's to kind of give some context a little bit to the gang stalking. Just a little bit, to paint, and whatever's going on, man. But, I basically, you piss some people off, man. You make some people mad. It's not trying, and I'm not trying to, man. But it's just sometimes it's not trying to be negative. It's not trying to do none of that. But see, you know what, man? This is why this world that comes, I'm telling you, man, dude, this world is so negative. Lucifer's world is just the world we live in, dude. It's just, and it's not. I just mentioned 9/11 one time, man. Okay, I've talked about it. Well, not just one time. I talked about it before previously, but on this, just in the beginning, this is one thing. One thing. It's one thing. There's so many different other things, man, that you have to look into and look for the evidence. Gather it up. That's the whole point. Don't let that shit block you. A lot of times they want to say, oh, the conspiracy theory is just without evidence. No. Look into it. A lot of times that conspiracy theory is going to turn into some, oh shit, did this adds up and makes sense real quick? Because then there's some stuff that they'll confirm on the Watergate. It's just from, Watergate scandal and all this other kind of shit, Back from when Nixon was in office, okay? So, guys, this is why it's so crucial. You got to look into history and what each of these guys have done to add up to these guys in office today. The modern guys in office. I would say the modern guys in office maybe, I don't know, man. Maybe people that's younger than me, my generation, maybe Barack and up. I don't know. Maybe around that. I don't know. Or maybe, I want to say, see, my thing is Bush and up for me. Okay, that's the modern guys. And what do I mean by the modern guys? 'Cause, see, my thing is, Bush and up for me. Okay, that's the modern guys. And what do I mean by the modern guys? 'Cause, see, my thing is Bush and up for me. Okay, that's the modern guys. And what do I mean by the modern guys? 'Cause, see, my thing is Bush and up for me. Okay, that's the modern guys. And what do I mean by the modern guys? 'Cause, see, my thing is Bush and up for me. Okay, that's the modern guys. And what do I mean by the modern guys? 'Cause, see, my thing is Bush and up for me. Okay, that's the modern guys. And what do I mean by the modern guys? 'Cause, see, my thing is Bush and up for me. Okay, that's the modern guys. And what do I mean by the modern guys? 'Cause, see, my thing is Bush and up for me. Okay, that's the modern guys. And what do I mean by the modern guys? 'Cause, see, my thing is Bush and up for me. Okay, that's the modern guys. And what do I mean by the modern guys? 'Cause, see, my thing is Bush and up for me. Okay, that's the modern guys. And what It's the guys in the 2000s. Okay? It's just being simple as that. All right. The new millennia. All right. But this Clinton too in the 90s and stuff like that. But it's just the modern guys, the 2000s and I don't know what. It's just funny saying that. Okay, man. So, guys, look into that. Look into what these guys do, and just keep your faith strong. You know, it's not. It's really devastating when you find out that all of this stuff, it's just been a bunch of fucking garbage and illusion. Okay? But that's why it's seeking out God. That's why there's not, it's not seeking, jumping towards idols and shit. The Bible talks about idolatry. That was a big issue. I want to say that was a big... Why do I say that there's some issues of that in the parts of the kingdom of Judah? I don't know. I just want to say that because there's been a lot of... just in some of the situations and stuff I've looked at, man. And the Bible warns about idolatry, and there's a reason for that, man. And idolatry is any kind of idol worshiping, And you look at it from this perspective with these guys. This is why you look into what Freemasonry and Lucifer, and you get into all that in the highest degrees. Oh, man. Dude, that shit is... Oh, man. See, man. Guys, you gotta do your homework, man. Sometimes you have to study the enemy. It's not even trying to be bogus when I say that, man. I feel bad when the enemy, but see, it's darkness, man. Dude, I don't know, man. You can disagree, man. But it's just from eyes, there's a lot of darkness, man. And spiritual wickedness in high places, okay? All that stuff that these guys do. I remember Aleister Crowley and, look at Aleister Crowley and that's Lima, all this stuff. And you know what, man? You look into it, right? And look, what do? I talk about interfaith dialogue, right? But sometimes there is just stuff that just clashes. That's not gonna mix, okay? That you cannot get behind, no matter what kind of. You see what I mean? I was trying to be as most neutral and reasonable as possible, but there's this stuff as an individual. That's why I said everybody's different. But from what your soul connect with, some stuff just clashes with the soul, and it's a no-go. Okay, put it the most straightforward way I can. And that's okay. It should be all right to just, that's a no-go. But then see, that's when you start getting into some stuff about, it's not even about, it gets way deeper than that, man. Okay. This is some, just straight up, I don't know, man. The way I can most put it from my perspective is this is real devil versus God stuff, man. Just to put it straightforward. I don't, stuff going on in the background, man. This is why I said the unseen rules the scene. Okay? So, but it goes so much more minutely deeper than that. It's not even and that's just, I do, you can call me crazy, you can say I'm completely wrong, man. I will gladly but the reason why I say that is because I've come across another individual that has stated that there is Lucifer's agents here, that they are just here to, they are enemies of Heavenly Father. They are enemies of God, enemies of Yahweh. That's what I'm just bouncing off what somebody else said. It's not even about, they are enemies of God, man. That's just straight up. I mean, and that's why a lot of times when people talk, it's not even nothing personal. Dude, that's why I said it gets way deeper than that, man. So, all right, man, this has been a little longer than usual one here recently, but that's okay, man. We're gonna continue rocking and going forward, and we're gonna end it here, though, man. I hope you guys enjoy whatever. This is just my podcast. Just talking about stuff. Talking about some really just some stuff that's going on in the world, man. That people not realizing. A lot of this stuff going on behind the scenes. A lot of stuff. It's what Malcolm X talked about. A lot of this bullshit coming in subtly. And then when you ask questions about it, oh, he's crazy. Look, he's a conspiracy theorist. I mean, like, as soon as you get into that, you see how that barrier and that block is up that they got set up, man. You go into it, it's like, damn, there's a double snag. Fuck, man. Holy shit. How do you get around that? Well, it's because, what does the Bible talk about? It's all the principalities and shit, okay, of this world, man. All this stuff I'm telling you. Oh, you get made fun of. Oh, he's talking about that. You get made fun of. You get made. I mean, and hey, man, that's why it's still, even if they make fun of you, is having a good day, man. You see what I'm saying? So, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end it there. Enjoy today's podcast coming on here, and I'm gonna go ahead and talk with you guys later. And this is Mr. Supposed to be the Truth Seeker, signing out of Truth Seeker Nation. I really appreciate you guys for listening, and hope you guys have a wonderful, heavenly, divinely blessed day. Love y'all, and you guys take care. Bye-bye.